Hello everyone, it's October the 7th. So finally got that transfer component analysis coded up, and I compared that to my method from a while back. Surprisingly, my method was quite robust. It was quite good. Um, Seems to be, there are a lot of things I haven't tweaked with the TCA method. I haven't tune the hyperparameters. So maybe whatever is currently being run, because we have good performance on some, but kind of bad performance on the others. So what I think the result is simply it hasn't been tuned. So maybe I can tune it, and there are a lot of things to play with, and yeah, I'm not 100% sure whether the final result. But what I can be sure is I have tuned and played with all I can with my method. Whatever it's like, however it is, I have done all I can, I think, to squeeze as much performance out of it. With this new method, there are a couple of things, right? A couple of things we need to look into. For example, in my method, I sacrifice a lot of samples. So in the new method, maybe we don't have to sacrifice as much samples. So I can take a look at that on the sampling, right? On the sampling side, how much we have to throw away. And of course, there's also the thing with um, tuning. So um, tuning is, yeah, we have something we can use to tune. There are a couple of things. For the support vector machine, there's things in there that we can tune, and there's also our stuff, right? The things that's in TCA that can be tuned, right? So that's that. We can tune it. And then after tuning, the next thing we can do, right? The next thing we can do is typically with TCA, we can change the sample size. Because now the sample size is quite huge. We have, I think, 15, maybe more than 15 um, sessions of data collection, grouped together. I mean, what do you think? Is it good? Is it bad? We'll see. 15. So we can reduce it, right? We can reduce it and see how that works. So that's another thing we can play with, and also see how my method works. Yet another thing that we can play with is, with TCA, we can do real-time TCA because it's quite fast with the amount of data we have. Now with real-time TCA, we'll see if the performance will be slightly better. But the performance with my method is quite good at the moment. It's quite good. So that's the thing we can play. And at the end of the day, when you play with all of these, right? If all of these has been played, there's yet another thing called SSTCA, the semi-supervised TCA. So we can do that. That might be even better. Who knows? But is it gonna be a lot of work? I see a lot of work. But October, this is gonna be the month, right? This is gonna be the month that we will get as much data analysis out of this thing. We just analyze as much as we can. And once we finish the analysis, because in November, I want to collect some data. So November will be data collection in the real world, right? November will be data collection in the real world. So I want to do that in November. I still have more faith in TCA because it's much easier to deal with. Like for my method, it's a lot of have to do visual inspection and stuff. I don't really know if it's really um, useful in the long term. But for TCA, it's very you can make it uh, very automated. Technically, my method can be automated as well. But anyway, so what we need to do right now is to tune. And to tune some of the hyperparameters, see if we can bring the performance even higher under TCA. And after all that, then we can do individual TCA. I have to go through the whole thing. But we've been through this once, so it shouldn't be too bad, right? It shouldn't be too bad. So go through them again. Oh, the amount of work for this thing. Jeez. Alright, anyway, let's get into today's. So, okay, we're going to solve this one, which had been solved before, and I'll go to my calendar again from yesterday, because my method is, this is my method. Look at this. Look at this crap. I have some idea last night when I was sleeping, so I'm going to try it. But we're going to do this one first. What is this? Three-sum closest. Given an integer array nums of length and an integer target, find three integers in num such that the sum is closest to target. Return the sum of the three integers. Each input would have exactly one solution. So it's like it's not like three-sum, because three-sum is to find the exact value. But this one is not. So this one is more like a binary search, right? So it's a two-sum plus a binary search. Let's see how we can implement it. So if we want binary search, we're going to have to sort it first. So -1, -4, -1, 1, and 2, right? And let's say we take the first one as -4. And then, how long is this thing? 1000. Yeah, so O(n) squared. O(n) squared log n, maybe. So we take the first one, and then we have a new target, which is the target minus the first one. So we have a new target. And then we have the remainder, right? Basically, we want to have a two-sum in this remainder. So we take the first one, then we have yet another remainder. Then we binary search this, right? Binary search this, we pick one that's closest, and we report the result. And then we move on, and then move on, right? So we pick the first one with a blah, 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 second one, blah, blah, yeah, so it's O(n) squared. O(n) squared. O(n) squared log n. I think it should be good. Let's see. Oh. All right. Let's see. Three-sum closest. Okay, we need a binary search. Bisect. Like this bisect, right? So in nums, we're gonna sort it first. All right, and closest. So res equals math.inf. Wait, hold on. Closest is the closest sum. There should be diff, right? There should be a diff. So diff shall be math.infinite, and the rest is equal to, rest doesn't really matter. Okay, then we say for n1 in nums I, n1 in enumerate nums, and we need to set a second one for j in range I plus 1 to len nums. Oh, it's actually not len nums. Actually, this is also not towards the end, but it's fine, right? It's fine because it just won't go, and go to the next one, it won't go. Here, I guess it's also fine, but this is a 2, so I can actually do this on this one, so we make sure there's always at least one left, right? Nah, okay, whatever. In range, len nums minus 2, right? n1 equals nums I, okay, and 2 equals nums j. All right. So we have n1 and n2. Then we need to binary search. Oh, binary search. It has to be bigger than these two, right? Because I do this, I search this, or find it. If I do this and this, and if you find it here, right? That means when I do, hold on, it doesn't really matter. Or does it? The remainder value. Yeah, we try to find its closest, which means we try to find a value. So they're just too small, so it's gonna be whatever value is on the right. If it's on the left, it's somewhere here. Then I think we shall have already considered it. Right? Yeah, I think we shall have already considered it. If if let's say there are numbers in between n1 and n2, and our binary search landed in between these, then it means the previous one have already hit there, which means we will have something shall land closer to the current value. Yeah, so I think we can do that. So we say remaining equal target minus n1 minus n2. We say, I mean, how much you can save, right? You're actually going to save a lot. We can actually say if R is smaller than n2, right? If it's smaller than n2, then I break. Let's try this. I think it shall be right if it's smaller than n2, because we have already done it. Otherwise, if R is bigger, then we say index equals bisect right nums and R, right? And then R will land an index, and then we can do index minus 1 and index plus 1, right? So we have option 1. Yeah, option 1 is index minus 1. So we can say diff if right abs num1 plus num2 plus nums index minus 1, right? This is the kernel we have, minus target. If this, I'm going to say s1 equals to this, so s1 minus target is smaller than diff, then res equals s1. I don't need this one. Okay. And then if index is smaller than len nums, s2 equals n1 plus n2 plus nums index. And if abs s2 minus target smaller than diff, res equals s2. Then blah blah blah, then we return res. Alright, let's check what we have. This 2, and this shall be 0. Nums target. threesome closest. These two pass. I want more test cases. We can produce test cases. Actually, this is not difficult to produce. Okay, for this in range, let's produce 10 test cases. Print. Okay, so for this in range, how long? How much do you want? 100. No, let's just do 10. Okay, randint from -1000 to 1000. Let's do -100 to 100. Don't be too greedy on this. Target is a randint. We take away 1, so -1000 to 1000. Okay. The heck? Where? Forgot a comma? Randint. So did. Okay. Let's give this a shot. Oh. That's not good. Oh, this might not have a unique answer though. You have to be careful with that. The answer has to be unique. Oh, holy crap. We cannot do the unique one. Alright, let's just try it. If it's wrong, then we do it again. Ooh, it's very slow. I solved the last time. Doesn't bode well. I got a wrong answer. What the heck? So, does that mean we have to... Oh man, I feel very bad. I solved it last time and failed this time. What was the answer? Expected is 3. Yeah, it's supposed to be 3. Wait, hold on. Target is 0. Wait, how is that possible? How is it? Wait, hold on. I got an N1. I got an N2. I got the R. And we say if R is smaller than, we're going to break. Then we go to the next one. So, target. Oh, you braked it. No, I don't think you should break. I think you just keep moving on. But holy crap, this is also not right. How is... Oh, wait. Then it will hit something that... this is not right. Yeah, -1. -1 will be all the way here. That's not right. So yeah, we try to find the closest. But if it's all the way there... Okay, I think I know. So if it's smaller, then we do break, which means, but we need to say S equal to N1 plus N2 plus Right, so hold on. This is what happens. So the target requires a value that is smaller than my current value. So I am, and you didn't even update the diff. It's not going to be right anyway. Yeah, so this is the thing. So like, if you pick 2 and the third value, you try to, if third value is now bigger than you, which means you cannot binary search, then that means in this situation, if you pick these, this, and this, then the closest one will just be the right next one, right? Because you guys are already too big, right? You guys are already too big. Binary search, right? The R, so I need to add a smaller value than what you have, which means the current is too big. Then we'll try it. All right, try it. That's the smallest we can get because we are already too big, right? So this is the smallest we can get. And what if you have repeats? Hey, this doesn't seem to be nice, the solution. Yeah, what if I have repeats? Let's say the R is equal to N2. What are you gonna do? Well, we're gonna check. But how do you know how many N2 do we have? Then we need to counter it. Right? We need to counter it. And I mean, if it's equal, then, no, I think I'm making it more complicated than it should be. I sorted it, right? Hold on. I sorted it. So I have the front and end. What if we go like from both ends coming in? Like if we add it together, right? And we find what we need, then it's, I think the remaining value, let's say, and we can binary search the remaining value. And then if the remaining value is too small, like if it's smaller than my left, that means the right is too big. So my right will move in, okay? And if we need something bigger, right? We need something bigger, then the left will move in. Is this correct? And if we find something in the middle, right? If we find one, and yeah, if we find one, then what? So we need to find something closer. So we find someone let's say it's bigger than a target. Now, because if we find someone in the middle, right, if we have a unique answer, right, which means if we do more to the right, that's going to be too big, right? If we do more to the left, that would be too small. So, which means if the value is bigger, then I can bring the right in a little bit. I'm not sure if that's correct. But this just feels have a lot of issues. Right? If I have a left and a right, and I'm trying to find in the middle, and we get it, and then which means if we take this, it'll become too small. We take this, too big, and then we pick the smaller of the two. But still, it doesn't solve the problem of and if it's too small, like given the current, right? If I say given current, well, find the third one, and it's too small, then we move. Maybe this one will work, right? Because these two, those are the smallest. And the third one I try to find, and the third one should be bigger than them, right? We picked the two smallest, and the third one should be bigger than them. And the third one is not bigger than them, so we just need to add immediately after. But this problem what we have is if the third one is if the r is equal to, that's what troubles me, right? If r is equal to, then what we're gonna do? If r is equal to, then we'll handle it here, right? Let's say it's only have 1, and r is equal to. We can set up. It cannot take the same value as this one. We can do that, but this one's the first one. So if s, let me say if abs s minus target is smaller than diff equals abs s minus target. I forgot to do this, and the rest equals s. Then we break. Otherwise, we do this, right? And then we say, because I want to take index minus 1. So if index minus 1 is larger than j, then we do this elif, but if it's smaller than j, which means equal, that means we're going to take the same value. We cannot do that. Else, if it's this, then we it's not elif, it's just this. Right? If it's larger than j, then we do. If it's smaller than j, Oh, it has to be larger than j. And we just say if index minus 1 is smaller or equal to j, then continue, right? Do we continue? No, we break. We don't continue. Then we do one of this, one of this, then what the heck? The first one is not right. Huh. How? Oh, because I didn't say diff. Still not right. The heck? It's -1. It's ridiculous. Let's print n1, n2. So it was supposed to be -1, 1, and 2, right? N1 and 2 index. So -1, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. What? This one is not done? Wait, what's the diff? Hold on. Let's do nonce index. Oopsie doozy. I can't do this. Hold a second. Hold a second. Diff is 2, right? So I'm supposed to call here. But why am I not? Am I not called here? It's not called. Index. Oh, I know why. Index -1 can equal to j. It can. But it's just when it's equal to j, I cannot take index -1. Right? Yeah, because I cannot take the same thing. So if this is larger than j, right, then I can take this, no problem. And if it's larger than j, if it's smaller than j, then we don't. No, index -1 larger than j, index minus. If it's index -1 is larger than j, then I can take this. If index -1 is equal to j, then I cannot take this. Then I have to take this. And when I take this, I also say index has to be larger than j. It's this. Oh, I'm not confident at all. I thought it was an easy problem. Yeah, and I cannot like just produce. Look at this. Solve it back then, but I cannot solve it today. Oh, I think it's wrong again. Time limit. What the hell? Huh? Alright. I have to rethink this problem. So O(n) squared is not okay. Ah, I thought O(n) squared is good to go. Yeah, O(n) squared is not good to go. Alright, anyway, so we have a bunch of values. I'll think about another solution. How? So we have a target value, right? Hmm. How about like globally binary search? Right, what do you mean by globally binary search? Yeah, I was still thinking about a low and a high. Okay, so the value is -2. Target is 1, so we need a 3. Right, so it's too big. Right, it's too big, which means we need to get bigger. So we said, okay, so now we're going to move this to here. Now it's a -1 and 2. Answer is 1. And target, we hit a target, so we need 0. So I look for 0, and we find that 0 is here. Okay, now we don't have 0, and the left we collide, so we cannot do left, so we do right, so 1. So now we have -1 plus 1 plus 2. So that's the current answer. And then what? Right? It's like the first one we find. Then what? Then I guess I don't know. We have to move, right? So 0 is here. Right? So we have two values, and then we have a bunch of values in the middle, and then we find either here or here, right? So this is the one we want. So in here would be a little bit too small, and here would be a little bit too big. Then we take the one that gives me the closest. Is that it? Hmm. Yeah, as I pick this, then I know it's this plus this plus this get very close, right? Get to the current value with either a little bit smaller or a bit larger. So if it's a little bit smaller, right, that means we can move the left a little bit in to kind of push the value a little bit further. If it's, yeah, maybe. Maybe we can do this. Hold up. Let's try. So we have a low and high. What do we want? Yeah, just index I and len nums -1, right? And we say while low smaller than high, and there's no mid, it's just remaining, equal to target minus nums low minus nums high, right? And with binary search, we say index equals bisect right nums r, right? And then we say, what do we say? We say if index is smaller or equal to we say if index, like it has to be here, right? So it could be equal to this, which means it has to be something to the left, and that's too small, right? Wait, hold on. If this is too small, that means what we have is too big, right? If it's on the right side, yeah. So we say if index is smaller or equal to low, that means it's too small. So we can still do something. But actually, they have to have at least one in between. Low plus 1 is smaller than high. So we put one thing in between. So if index is smaller than low, right? If index is low, index is smaller than low, that means it's too small. Then we can say s equal to nums low plus nums high plus nums low plus 1. Say if abs s minus target is smaller than diff equals abs s minus target, res equals s, right? If that, and we say it's too small, so we want to add it to, so it's too big, so we say high minus equal 1. Okay, if we say index is larger than high, okay, so it's to the right, it's too big. Oh, this is too small, so we want a small value, and then with this one we want a big value, right? We want a big value. So if it's equal to high, what if index is equal to high? Then it's something inside which we could handle. All right? Yeah, because we handle left and right. So if it's equal to this, left and right, it's larger than high, so it's going to be out on the outside. Yeah, should be fine. Then we just say s equals nums. We want something big, right? Nums high and nums high minus 1. And then say if abs s minus target smaller than diff equals abs s minus target, res equals s, right? And in this case, low plus equal 1, I mean to make it bigger. Else, that's kind of in the middle, then we can go, both ways. So how do we do it both ways? We can say, I don't know, S1 have to be if diff is in between, the low to high, right? So larger than low. So it'll be here, right? So it's -1 and itself. So we say if low -1 is I want a 2 diff. I want a diff 1 equals diff 2 equals what? What are we trying to say? What we're trying to say is if it's too big, then we need to make it, whichever we pick, right? Whichever we pick. Like if we pick this one, or pick this one is slightly bigger, pick this one is slightly smaller. This one's slightly bigger. That means if slightly bigger, then we want to be slightly smaller, so we move right in, right? We move right in. Yeah. So we're gonna start with if diff1 and diff2, what do I want? I want to say, why don't we, if index is equal to, I was thinking if a low +1, right? Then we can just do low +1. We cannot do low -1. We cannot do index -1. So I get one diff. Say diff L and diff R. Whichever is smaller. Okay, whichever is smaller. Yes, we can do this. Diff left and diff right. Both equals to math.inf, right? We say if a low is not low, if index -1 is larger than low, then diff, then s equal to, then diff left equal to, now we need s anyway, s equal to nums low plus nums high plus nums index -1. And diff is abs minus target. I would say if diff left is smaller, diff equals diff left, rest equals s. Okay? Otherwise, we don't do it. Same thing. If index is smaller than high, right? Index smaller than high, index don't land on high. Right? Index don't land on high. Hey, I should do this. The index is smaller than high, so it could be here. Wait, what if it's in between these two? What if it's in between these two? Hold on. What if it's in here? Then we shall take this one, right? Which is too small. Yeah, I think still saying index is larger than high because index shall be able to equal to high. It's just if its index equal to high, then we can do this. But I want index is smaller than high, so we can do this. Yeah, I think this one's right. And we say is equal to, again, nums low plus nums high plus nums index, okay, diff right, that's minus target, diff right is smaller than diff equals diff right, res equals s. Okay, so this is the two things. Once we're done, we say if diff left is smaller than diff right. What if they're equal? Good question. If they're equal, that means we break. I think if they're equal, that means we cannot move. Like we find a position, we find a value. On here is the same amount to the left. On here is the same amount to the right. So the target value is just in between. So target value is right in the middle. And if we move here, then the whole thing, so we add amount. I don't know. Maybe we can go both ways if it's the same. What the hell? What if they're equal? If the diff is equal, yeah, we just hit something in the middle. Which means we take this and then we take this equals to take this, and this. Equal distance towards the target. So we can move either one. What? What the heck? This doesn't seem to be right. I don't know. You can't just break out, right? Even if it's equal. Because it could be like miles away. But answer is unique. Answer is unique. If it's equal, answer is not unique. Okay, so we don't have that issue. So if the left is smaller, so which means we pick the one on the left, which means the whole sum, the three sum is slightly smaller, right? So we should be pushing it a little bit bigger, so we can move low, right? Else, then it's slightly bigger, then we say high, move it lower. I think it's smaller equal to. Wait, hold on, no, smaller. If it is smaller equal to these two, plus one, yeah, it has to be smaller. Okay, so then we return res. Where? Nums. Nope, the last one's not right. Yeah, how do you handle this? Now it's 2, so it's too small, right? I already did. R is minus something, so index is smaller equal to 0, and S res equal S. What the hell? This one's not called? Index and R. Yeah, index is 0. And if we go low and high, yeah, so we go in here, right? And then we can actually print S as a 3. Rest is 3. Low and high. Yeah, then we break out. Yeah, it passed. Wait, which one? Which one failed? Wait, what? Huh? Hold on. How? What the hell? Yo, seriously. What the hell? Oh, I. What the heck is I? There's no I. Oh, there is I. Stupid, huh? Alright, let's try this one. See how long it takes for us. Man, this is taking way too long. I don't even know. I just put something there. Let's see. Yeah, 428. Oh, it is binary search. Man, how are you gonna go for the interview with this performance? Jesus. Come on. Yeah, it's binary search. I don't know. I mean, that took him 1 hour to solve this. Well, I know it is binary search, but my initial attempt was too slow because I was iterating through the first two, right? Through the first two in O(n) squared time. This method, right? This method uses 2 pointers, low and high, and try to find the third one. Right, try to find the third one. And we can do target minus nums low minus nums high to get the best fit, right? The best fit third value, and binary search it in nums to find its location. Since we are coming from left and right inwards, any location that is outside the boundary of low and high can be discarded. But we must also compute a sum for the moment. Then, if the location, right, is to the left of low, that means low and high are too big. We move high left. Otherwise, we move low right. If the location is in between low and high, we can analyze. We can analyze two scenarios and pick the one with the closest, to target. Then, based on whether the current result is larger, current sum, 3 sum, is larger than target or smaller, we move. This current is larger, that means it's too big, so we move high left or low right. And since the answer is unique, we won't be facing a situation where the two scenarios when the location is in between low and high yield same distance to target. Yeah, something like that, right? Something like that. All right, it took an hour to do this. Ridiculous. I'll check the solution from previous. Look, I just did one shot. Literally one shot. Oh, how badly has everything turned out? I took like 3 shots in 1 hour. Back then was so much better. Look at this. Oh, low and high on the remaining. We do the 3. Huh. And we secure the first one, and then we have these two. Then we binary search. We go low and high. You know what? I'll analyze this, but I need to go. I need to do my Spanish.